Hello everybody, it's Stefan Joubert from the Stefan Joubert Guitar Academy. And in today's video series, we're going to take a look at keys. And we're going to look at C major, as well as G major, D major, A major, and E major. So those will be keys around the cycle of fifths. And we're just going to do 5 keys to get started with. And we're specifically going to take a look at where those keys are located on the open strings of the guitar. Because you see, when it comes to reading a score for the guitar, you need to know which keys has got which sharps or flats in it. And a lot of guitarists are simply in the blind when it comes to playing from notation, or when it comes to playing with a band in certain keys. So if I would say to a guitarist, we're playing in the key of E, a lot of them would not be able to tell me the names of the sharps, or tell me the name, tell me how an E major scale goes. Okay. People can play it on the guitar, but the theoretical aspect is sometimes limited. And in this video, I'd like to help you to be able to get your theoretical aspect to the next level. So let us take a look together now at C major. And we're going to use the open C chord as a starting point. Let's find the lay of the land. We are at string group 2, 5 here, which represent position 2. That means the root note is located on the 2nd and the 5th string. And I'm going to proceed now to play the C major scale for you. If you play the piano, or if you're aware of the piano, that would be all the white notes on the piano. Let me play it and say it for you now. And we're going to do 1 octave. So we've got C, D, E, F, G, A, B. That naturally leads to C. And going back, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. So if you read a score in the key of C major, that is the scale pattern that you can use and know. It is very useful to know it from the 6th string all the way through and back. In this case, it would give you an E Phrygian shape. Let us do that slowly together. E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, up to the 5th of the C major scale. And coming back down, we've got G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. So as you can see, that is the key of C major in the open position. So you absolutely need to know where the key of C is in the open position. Eventually you should be able to play it all over the neck, but it's especially useful for when you're starting out and when you are starting to get to know how to read on the guitar. There are so many guitarists who just rely on tablature, and although tablature is a good way to read music, there's a lot lacking in tablature, and you also need to learn how to read notation properly if you really want to play guitar to a very good level. So that's important for you to do. So get to know the scale in the open position. Remember, we're in position 2, 2, 5, which represents position 3, string group 2, 5 for the root notes, and everything flows from there. Remember, if I take those 2 5s, let's say to the key of G up here, I have the chord there, that will give me the same scale up there. I'll take it to E. I would have the same scale pattern there as well. So the guitar, everything is movable. Whether it's open or whether we play it somewhere else, it's all movable. So we've got to get to know it throughout the various areas. But in this lesson, we are more focused on the open positions, and we're more focused on, the notes of the scale. So that's it for C major. Next up, we're going to go to G major. So in G major, we have an F sharp. There's an F sharp in G major. So if you see a score with 1 sharp, and the sharp is the Has symbol that everybody's used to these days in the world of social media. And so it's the hash symbol, and it's the symbol that is a sharp. The sharp was there before the hash. In case anyone's wondering, music has been around for thousands of years. Computers and technology, although they're wonderful, they are pretty new. So we've got the F sharp, that's part of the G major scale. So it's the same notes as C, except there's an F sharp. So let's go together, and we'll start with the first octave. Let's talk about the lay of the land first. Root notes on string 1, string 3, the G string, and string 6, creating this type of pattern. So here we go. G, A, B, C, D, E, and if I play the F, I'm not playing G major. It needs to be an F sharp, because that F sharp leads us up to G. In fact, if I play the F sharp and the C together, and I put a D in the bass, which would represent the 5th chord of the G major, G dominant 7th, that would resolve to the tonic, which is G, B, D. So when you play the G major scale, not F, F sharp to G. So let us go through that again. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Let us continue to the next octave. G, A, B. I'm using all the open strings where available on purpose. C, D, E, F sharp again, leading to G. Coming back down, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A. And the A is like, can work with the 5th as well. A, going back to G, coming back down, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G. So that's the G major scale. Now if I play the G major scale right from the open strings, we are actually going to use the A natural minor or A Aeolian mode, which goes like this. That's the mode used in Nothing Else Matters. If you wonder about that solo, it's the G major scale, which is the same as the E natural or E Aeolian, the 6th mode of the Ionian or major scale. So let me play the G major scale, starting from the E, throughout. E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. And if you are interested in practicing this along, or you can pause the video and you can practice it. Say it and play it to get it to internalize. F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, and let's come back. F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E. So, what is interesting in this scale pattern here is that we can so clearly see this little triangle shape here. And that is the D dominant 7th chord that leads to the G. It's so visible in the scale. That is why it's so important for you to practice your open scales as well. So now let us go on to the next one. Now we get to D major. And D major has got 2 sharps, 2 hash symbols, the C sharp and the F sharp. On the score that will be represented as F sharp first and then a C sharp. You may have, if you're into theory and you know your keys, you may actually get to know these sharps and flats with simple rhymes. I want to ask you, throw away those theory books. Throw away those rhymes because they're teaching you bad habits. You just have to know it's an F sharp and a C sharp. Because the moment you start thinking in terms of rhymes, you're cheating your future self. Because you have got to continually go back to that stupid rhyme that's not teaching you the key, and you're never getting a flavor for the key. You need to know it's F sharp and C sharp. And you need to know it intuitively on the instrument, whether you play the piano, the saxophone, the guitar, the bass, whatever you play. So remember, theory books in general, unless they're written by some of the best people, you get some really good people, but in general they are written in a way that's a bit silly sometimes. So make sure that you do not follow those rhymes. Please, please, please don't follow those rhymes. Okay, so we're going to go to D. We'll play it from the octave, but let's talk about the lay of the land. String group 2-4 is our root note. 2-4 is a position 2 area. In a 2-4 scenario, the third is in the bass there, and the second is the open in that level. So let us start by playing the scale together. Remember, we've got an F sharp and we have a C sharp. So we've got D, E, not F, but F sharp, G, A, then B, which you can play as open, then C sharp, and then D. And come back, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, and D. And now let us take it all the way through. We're starting on the E. The E is the second scale. The second scale of the D Ionian group of scales or modes would be a E Dorian. It's that type of sound. So let us say it and play it together. E, F sharp, G. Now remember, we've got F sharp and C sharp. A, B, not C, but C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B again, C sharp. See, everything is on the second. You notice that second fret is all the time there. All the time there. So C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G coming down, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E minor. And it's a Dorian sound. Now I know we're doing D, but the E is a Dorian in D. Then we've got our 6-9. Lovely sound that we've got there. Beautiful type of. I know Miles Davis used to like that sound. So that is basically D major. So D major in that open position, if we play it from the E, we have that Dorian sound. But it is about D major, so keep that in context of D major. So D major, once again, has the F sharp and the C sharp. Thank you for listening so far. Let us move on to the next scale. If you've been listening up to now, I want to thank you because I know there's a lot of information in here, and maybe it's not as entertaining as some of the other videos out there on YouTube. There's a lot of education here. So if you've been sticking this far with me, thank you. Much appreciated. Please give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Please do, and please do subscribe. Please do share. If you can, leave a comment as well. I always like to respond to comments and to hear what you have to say. So let us move on to the next one now. We've done D major. So let us just quickly talk about the cycle of fifths. So we started with C, then we went up to G, which is if you look play a power chord, that next note is a G. Then we went to G. If I play a power chord, that next note is a D. Now with a D, if I play a power chord, that next note is an A. That's the cycle of fifths. Look down in the description, all the scales are there, and you can also download the cycle of fifths diagram, which can be useful. So next up, A major. A major's got 3 sharps. So it's got an F sharp, a C sharp, and a G sharp. So now we're dealing with 3 sharps, not 1 anymore, but 3. So now let us say and play it together in the open position. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, then G sharp, then A. See that G sharp there, what's important and why it's not a G is because between the 7th and the 8th note, that's where the tension lies. So between the 7th and the 8th note, that's where the tension lies. So let me just show you that. So between the 7th and the 8th. And it will usually do this. And that will release back to the first chord of the tonic. And that's a perfect cadence, by the way. A cadence means, is cadencia in its original language, and it means a falling. So it's basically where the phrase ends. You know, you get that sound. In jazz, the cadence is less resolved, but in classical music, in rock, pop music, it's quite resolved. Okay, let's just go through that scale again further. Here we go. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, I'll take it up, G sharp, up to A major, then A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A. Okay, and what's important here, again, the lay of the land here, string group 2, 3, 2, 5, sorry, 2, 5. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. String 3, 5, that's where the root notes lie. This is not the first string is the highest string. Now I'm going to play it from the open E, and we're going to get the Mixolydian mode here. So basically, the Mixolydian shape, let me go through it with you. Again, it's going to have the same ones. It's going to have the C sharp, the F sharp, and the G sharp. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Okay, there's our A, which is the A major, but we're playing it from E. Now B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, and finally the E. Okay, so that's it for A major. And finally, we get to E major. This is going to be the final one. This is the grand finale. Let's go for it. So, there's our E major chord. The lay of the land is 1, 4, 6. That's where the root note lies. 1, 4, 6 means position 1. The 3, 5, the previous one, was position number 4. This is position 1. So here we go. Without further ado, let's go straight into it. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp. Whoa, we got to talk about the sharps. We've got 4 sharps here. We've got F sharp, we've got C sharp, we've got G sharp, and D sharp. 4 sharps that you need to know. And once again, don't work with rhymes, memorize them straight out, just get to know them. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Another word of advice, when you will learn how to read and the key is E major, by knowing which sharps you've got to play, by knowing the scale shape, it's going to be so much easier for you to read. That's why it's important too, for when you want to read notation, as well as the musical knowledge, musical theory, and just overall authority on the instrument. So from this E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, leading us back home to E. Let's just take it up, F sharp to the G sharp. Coming back down, F sharp, E, D sharp, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, E, G sharp, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, E. And the scale itself is just the Ionian mode. A little bit weird to play in the open position because usually we're used to 3 notes per string voicings. But here we have 2 notes on string 3. A little bit strange to play. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you for watching the video all the way through. And if you take something away from this video, what I'd like to share with you, something to remember, is that we've got sharps and flats in every key, well, except C major. You've got to know your keys as a guitarist. So if someone say, just out of the five keys that we've done 5, right? C, G, D, A, E. Yeah, we've done 5, yes. B major would have been the 6th one. So out of those 5, if someone would just say A major, give me the 7th degree, it should be G sharp immediately. You know, G sharp diminished or G sharp half diminished. Give me the 3rd degree, C sharp minor 7. That C sharp minor 7, the 3rd, does it have a 9th? No, it's got a flat 9 because it's part of the Phrygian. So you got to see the whole keys. E major, what's the natural relative minor? It's C sharp minor. So you just got to see the whole thing very clearly and very quickly, and you can only do that by knowing the keys, knowing the scales, and knowing how everything fits together. I'd like to leave you with a bit of advice. One thing I would really recommend you to do is to actually say and play the notes. Like I've done, I'll just take 1 octave. You do E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Physically say it with your mouth. E, D sharp, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, and E. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your kindness. Thank you for sharing the video. And thank you, if you're a subscriber, thank you so much. If you're just watching, thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, evening, wherever you are in the world. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video.